Hello everyone, welcome to KnowledgeIndia once again. In this particular video, we will get started with Terraform. I've done a couple of videos earlier in which I have talked a lot about infrastructure as code as a concept and how is it helpful. There's also a video where I've compared different infrastructure as code tools which you can go ahead and use. So if you are interested in watching those, I'll just leave the link in the description. In this particular video, we will not spend much time about infrastructure as code. I'm sure all of you understand what infrastructure as code is and how does it help. Let's get started with Terraform right away. The idea is to try and break down this learning into small videos so that you can go ahead and learn them one by one. And as usual, I'll try to keep it as simple so that you can learn it with an example. If you want to go ahead and try out things along with, feel free to do so. Though I would suggest that this particular first video, you just watch it first, and then after that, if you want, you can go ahead and try it as well. Okay, so let's get started. What I want to show you first is that how can we go ahead and create some infrastructure within AWS with the help of simple Terraform code. Okay, as simple as that. So don't worry about the whole setup process of Terraform, etc. We will see that in the next video, right? So don't worry about that. That's very easy. First, let's understand the concept, that how it works, right? And some of the things related to it. Okay, so what I've done is I've got a machine here, okay, ready, which has necessary Terraform related setup done, and I've also got you know a file here called main.tf, right? A very simple file. First, we will get started with the simple file, and I'll try to then explain you all the other complexities as we go ahead. So let us look at the content of this file, a very simple file, right? So here it is. Let's look at it. If you see here, it says that this is the overall file. Whatever I'm highlighting, this is what the file is, right? In this file, there are a couple of sections. The first section is basically this part where we are saying, related to Terraform, that what all different providers are being used. Here, what is a provider? Provider is basically, you can relate it to a cloud provider, like let's say AWS, Azure, right? So here we are talking about using AWS as a provider, and some details are also written that at minimum the required version should be greater than 0.14.9. Don't get into these things. We can talk about each and every value later on as we go ahead. But basically, in this section, in the first part of this file, it is just mentioned that AWS provider is being used. Now, related to AWS, all of you, I assume all of you have done some amount of AWS CLI for sure. So whenever you are trying to execute some command against AWS, you know that you have to talk about the region, that against which region this command would run, correct? In the same way, you also have to talk about the credentials which will be used, right? So if you have used let's say AWS CLI, you know that you can go ahead and configure your IAM user credentials using AWS configure command, or you can also go ahead and give an IAM role to your EC2 instance. So what I've done in this case is, on this particular machine, I have configured an IAM role. I'm not hard coding the access key ID and secret access key. Rather, I've configured an IAM role on this particular machine. Okay, so we, in this particular section which I'm highlighting now, we are saying that we are using the default profile, the default credentials basically, which are there on this machine, because we do not have any access key ID or secret access key configured. The default one which will get picked would be the IAM role. Okay, and the region which we are saying to use is US East 1, right? So that's all. Now here is the last part where we are mentioning that what do we want to create, right? So we want to create a resource, right? What is that resource? So within Terraform, you basically write, or you basically give a name to the resource, right? A logical name to the resource. Like when you do any programming, if you define a variable, you will give some name to the variable, right? So here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create an EC2 instance, right? As simple as that. I'm trying to create an EC2 instance. Now, how do I tell Terraform that I want to create an EC2 instance? So for that, this is mentioned AWS underscore instance. Now you cannot just guess it, right? It's not just something random which you're writing. Okay. So how do you figure that out? Very easy. You can go ahead and just like if you look at Terraform documentation, right? You can figure this out easily. If you have done CloudFormation before, you know that you have to go and look at the resource type in the documentation, right? In the same way, when you're writing Terraform code, you can go ahead and look at the different resource types in the Terraform documentation. So here I am, and you can see a resource AWS underscore instance. It provides an EC2 instance resource. This allows instances to be created, updated, and deleted. So basically you understand that, and of course this is within AWS. So this will AWS underscore instance will allow you to create an EC2 instance, right? At least to start with, this should not be difficult to understand, right? So in this way, if you want to like figure out something else, let's say if you want to create, let's say an RDS instance for that matter, or let's say a DynamoDB table, right? So you go to a DynamoDB, look at all the resources, and you will find here AWS underscore DynamoDB underscore table. So suppose you're writing Terraform code to create a DynamoDB table, this will be your resource type. Okay. Currently we are doing AWS EC2 instance. So the resource type is AWS underscore instance. And if you scroll down, you can go ahead and see all the different, attributes or arguments is what they're called in Terraform. So you can see AMI, availability zone, associate public IP address, right? So you can go ahead and read all of this. And if you know AWS, you know the meaning of these attributes. So you can go ahead and specify their values. You can also see in front of those things, it is written whether it is optional, right? And there will be surely few things where optional won't be written. So those would be mandatory. Okay. All right. So let's come back here. So what we have done, once again, we are saying we are creating a resource, and the name of the resource we are giving as AWS underscore instance. And I'm sorry, the type of the resource is AWS underscore instance. And then we are giving it a name, and we are calling it app underscore server, right? Now, see, it's possible that you may want to create 2 or 3 or 4 EC2 instances. So you need to identify each and every EC2 instance with a unique name, right? So that's why we are giving a unique name here called app underscore server. We might want to create one more EC2 instance, and we can go ahead and call it app server 2 for that matter, right? It's just a unique name which you are giving. And after that, you are actually specifying certain attributes and its values, right? So for example, AMI, and then you are saying what is the value of AMI in double quotes. And then you are saying instance type, and you are saying the instance type is T2 micro, right? And then you're also giving some value for tags. So you're saying, we'll apply a tag as well. And the tag's key is name, and its value would be example app server instance, right? So it's a very simple Terraform file here. And all you can understand from this is that it will simply go ahead and create an EC2 instance, right? An EC2 instance, which will have the name app server only on the Terraform side. Please understand, this name is only relevant within Terraform context. You will not see this name app underscore server on the AWS side. No, right? What all attributes Terraform is passing to AWS? It is saying that create the instance with this AMI ID, create it of this particular instance type, and then apply a tag on this particular EC2 instance. That's it. And create it in the US East 1 region. Okay, so in the Northern Virginia region. So that's it. Now, before we go ahead and execute this, what I would like to do is go ahead and open up Northern Virginia region in this particular account. And let's just see if we have any machine running there. We should not have. So there's no machine running in this particular region. All right. Now, what we will do is we will go ahead and execute the first command here called Terraform Init. So you basically run this command Terraform Init. And as part of that, you can see Terraform initializes the necessary plugins which are required, right? Terraform actually goes through your configuration file, which is main.tf in our case, and it looks at the provider details which you have written there. In our case, we had mentioned that AWS provider is being used. So all the necessary provider related files are fetched and configured. I can show you that, right? Let me do ls-la here. And you can see, of course, this file main.tf is something which I have put. Now, just now, this Terraform folder got created. It's a hidden folder, but I can show you the details. Let's get inside this. And if I do this, you can see that I've got all these folders. Let's get into it. Ideally, you should not you should not go ahead and try to change anything here, right? This is a folder which Terraform is maintaining. So, but I just wanted to show you. So I'm getting inside this, right? So you can see there's a folder called AWS, and inside this you have a relevant folder with the version number, etc. Right? And then, of course, you can go ahead and look at this if you really like and try to understand. This is the final file here, right? So that's how it works. Okay, so all right, so we are back here. Let me get into this location. So we just did the init part, and init is basically initializing. So we initialized. Now all the necessary provider related files are there. Terraform is ready to go ahead and do its work. Okay, so the next thing which we'll do is we'll go ahead and basically try to validate our files, right? So this is the simple command Terraform Validate. If you run this, it would look at the configuration file. If there are any issues, it would point it out. And if it's not, you just get this green message, right? Everything is great. The next thing is you need to actually go ahead and fire a command which will lead to creation of the resources, right? Which will lead to creation of resources which are there mentioned in your main.tf file that will actually get created in your account, right? And what will you actually execute for that? Let me just clear this off. So you can go ahead and run Terraform apply. Now, in a lot of places, you will see that you should first run plan and then you should run Terraform apply. These are two different commands, but it's okay to run apply as well, because when you run apply, it actually shows you the plan as part of that, right? So I have executed Terraform apply, and you can see that it first shows me the plan and then asks me, whether I'm okay with this plan. Do I want to go ahead with it, right? So let's look at this plan first. So it's a big plan, right? So what Terraform does here, and that's the intelligent thing, right? And as we move ahead, we will talk more about it. The good thing here is that Terraform doesn't ask you that how to achieve the creation or updation of resources, whatever you have mentioned in that file, how to achieve that. Terraform will not ask you that. Terraform figures out how to do that, and it will become more understandable as we move ahead and look at some more updation examples, right? So just be with me, right? So what we are doing here or what Terraform is doing here, Terraform says that it has created this plan. and it says that wherever you see this green symbol, it means creator. That means a resource will be created, right? So it is giving you the legend for the symbol. And then it says Terraform will perform the following actions. AWS underscore instance, which means it is an EC2 instance, dot app server. App server is the name of the resource within Terraform context. This resource will be created. And when this will be created, there are few attributes which are already mentioned, like AMI's value is already mentioned. For other things like ARN, associate public IP address, we don't know these things. So Terraform is just telling that, once the resource is created, we'll know its values. At this point, we don't know, right? So we only know two things actually, which is actually this AMI and the instance type, right? So it shows all of that, and at the end it summarizes the plan, says that, you know what, we will go ahead and create one resource. So 1 to add, 0 to change, nothing will be changed, nothing will be destroyed, or nothing will be deleted. Destroy is deleted. So are you okay with this? Do you want to, go ahead and do this? So if so, write yes. So I'm saying yes. So when I type yes, Terraform will now start interacting with AWS basically by calling necessary APIs, and it should go ahead and create the EC2 instance with the details which we have mentioned. So now let's go ahead and look at the Northern Virginia region in my account, and you can see this EC2 instance is getting created. And as I had mentioned, the type is T2 micro, and you can look at the AMI ID, which is 8315, which you can go ahead and, of course, match it here. 8315 T2 micro, right? And we also had a tag value, right, which was example app server instance. So that thing has come here. There is a tag value called key is name and value is example app server instance. So we can see that the instance is created here. Great. And if you scroll down, we get a final message saying that the resource is created, right? One resource is added. So Terraform has completed its task. Great. I want to show you one more thing at this point, which is if I look at the available files here now, you can see that there is one more additional file which got created just now, which is called terraform.tf state. Now let's look at the content of this file. Of course, you should not try to change the content there, but let's look at the content of this file. It got created just now after the successful resource creation. So if you look at the content of this file, let's go to the top. You can see here that it actually captures the details of the resources which got created by Terraform just now. So Terraform has created an EC2 instance, which in Terraform terms, the resource type is AWS underscore instance. The name of the server is app underscore server. And if you scroll down, you can see other attributes like ARN. This ARN is actually that of the EC2 instance. If you see carefully, this instance ID ends with CFFC. So if I go here and look at this, it ends with CFFC, right? And basically all the other attributes of this EC2 instance, like what is its IP address for that matter, right? Or other things like what is the ENI ID, public IP, private IP, all those details, right? Everything, whatever, after the creation of the EC2 instance, whatever are its values at this point, all of that has been captured by Terraform, and Terraform maintains it here in a state file. This particular file is called state file. And as I, of course, showed you, it is terraform.tf state. So in this file, it maintains that state information, or basically all the information about the instance as it is now. Why is it useful? How would it help? You will see this, when we talk about updation of resources. So we'll discuss that in our next video. I hope you understood till this point. I'll try to keep it in smaller chunks so that you understand it fully. So if you have seen it till this point, great, you understood this. Go ahead and try to do it in your account, and then you can follow it along with me as I show you other demos in the upcoming videos. If you want to understand how to set it up, basically Terraform on your laptop or on a VM, you can find it in our next video. So look at the link in the description and go ahead and do that. If you have any doubts, try to ask it in the comment section. I'll try my best to reply that. If you liked it, understood that, whatever we talked about, go ahead and probably share it with someone and help other person to learn as well. Okay, see you again in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.